Hi everyone, JJ here. Welcome back to the lounge. Well, today, second video to the day that follows on from the first one, this one about the Korean index, the Kospi crashing after a huge run up. A lot of speculation, and it is related to AI, the AI bubble. Companies there related to AI, definitely. So here we have the Prof G Markets. Ed's going to break down what's been going on. And also, we're going to look at, could this have a domino effect to the US? Not a lot of people are taking notice of this. What happened in Korea is that there's a lot of retail investors speculating, and they were followers of a certain fund. It turns out Leopold Aschenbrenner's fund that fell over last week that was highly leveraged. So I think he had a big following there apparently, and people were following the kind of trades and what was happening. So leverage being the culprit. But could this spread to people doing the same thing in the US? Because there's a lot of leverage. There's retail investors investing in leveraged ETFs become pretty popular. So let's see what Ed has to say here, and I will react to it along the way.
There's been an enormous amount of volatility in the South Korean stock market. Just last week, the Kospi index fell 22%, and then days later it rose 15%. One of the biggest culprits appears to be a new wave of leveraged ETFs.
Yes, exactly. Let's just take a look at the Kospi while we're at it. So this is a 5-year. If you don't know what's been happening in Korea, look at that run up. Say from April 2025, which is still not that long ago, it rose a huge amount, 265%. Just from then, and then it's taken a drop. If we zoom into year to date, we can see that peak that happened in June, and that fund that I was talking about, the AI fund, and there may be more to come. There are other ones that are leveraged as well. I was reading about that just before I did this video, so that might be to come. But it went down to 38% down very, very quickly from the 22nd of June to the 30th of July. So this is how quickly it can happen when people are highly leveraged. It's had a bit of a run up there, just 10 percentage points up. But you can see there on the graph, if you're watching this on video, it's been up, down, up, down. But generally, the trend down and down very quickly.
In late May, the country launched single stock leveraged ETFs tracking two of its biggest chip makers, SK Hynix and Samsung. These funds use borrowed money to multiply the daily return of their target by 2, 3, or even 5 times.
So there are two companies in Korea, South Korea, that are definitely involved in the AI trade, right? SK Hynix and Samsung, major companies there, and that's where the speculation was mostly.
That means that the gains are amplified when the stocks rise, but so are the losses when they fall. The products quickly became popular with retail investors looking to capitalize on the AI boom. But last week, when AI sentiment briefly soured, the pressure quickly spread to South Korea's chip makers. SK Hynix reported weaker than expected earnings, adding even more pressure. All told, Samsung plummeted 32% and SK Hynix crashed 40%, and the Kospi index fell into a bear market.
Yes, and SK Hynix also started an American trade, an American stock, an ADR, American Depository Receipt as well. So American investors, retail investors could get in on the action without having to find a way to invest in the Korean stock market. So, that's another thing. They took advantage of the bubble that's going on to get US investors involved as well.
So, Scott, this is really just a fascinating story here. What happened? The South Korean stock market's down 44%. $2 trillion in market value has been wiped out practically overnight. And the two main reasons for that are, as I said, Samsung and SK Hynix, these two chip companies, which now make up roughly half of the entire South Korean stock market. And
wow, that's a lot. And don't forget that the mega caps, the big techs in the US, make up a big chunk of the S&P 500 and certainly the NASDAQ index as well. So if something were to happen to them, a lot of people say they're not expensive, so it is a different story, but there's still a lot of speculation going on, especially in memory and semiconductors. The other day I showed you the semiconductor index. There's an ETF, SOXX, which just looks parabolic, and that's one that Michael Burry from The Big Short is shorting right now. He announced that the other day that he's short that index.
Those two have tanked in the past month. This stock market crash in South Korea right now, this is the worst they've ever seen since the financial crisis in 2008. So, why is it down so much? The AI trade, as we've been talking about throughout the week, appears to be unwinding. It's not just Samsung and SK Hynix. There's a lot of the other semiconductor names like Micron and AMD and TSMC. Chip stocks lost about $1 trillion in value in the past week, not because of anything that happened with their earnings reports, which were generally pretty good, but the euphoria is beginning to lose steam because there are these concerns that we have discussed at length, like the extreme debt issuance, like the circular financing, like the SPV mania, and everyone's asking, where's the ROI? But in South Korea specifically, there is this other killer ingredient that is crushing their market, and that is the leveraged ETF, specifically the single stock leveraged ETF, which has become the most popular financial instrument in South Korea by a mile.
Yes, and it's becoming popular in the US and other places too. Anybody who has access to the US market, there's a number of leveraged ETFs. I was having a look at them the other day. On the long side and on the short side too, like 2 and 3 times leverage has become pretty normal, which it really isn't. And he mentioned the circular financing there. So the first video I did today was about that, how Nvidia's involved in that. And the deals with that are getting so big, and they're involving international companies. I mean, in Korea, right? But SoftBank in Japan as well, and a lot of it goes back to Nvidia. So could that spell problems for Nvidia later on? Not investment advice at all. I'm just picking through the threads here, trying to work out what's going on underneath. There's a lot. It's pretty complex, but this is one of them. What happened in Korea? The leverage is a problem. It always is that when the highly leveraged come to grief first.
So that was great when things were good. Now things are bad, and it is total chaos. Scott, your reactions.
It reminds me of that Charlie Munger statement where he said the way smart people go broke are ladies, liquor, and leverage, which, by the way, are awesome. I had dinner with the podcaster, and he was saying that he's been shorting the market or thinking about shorting the market. And I said, well, you're under the impression then that you can time the market. And as a hedge, I get it. If you're worried about the markets going down, unfortunately, I think hedging or buying puts, it's very expensive because other people have the same ideas. The more boring way, if you think the markets are volatile or you want to lock in gains, is one, diversification, but also lowering your leverage.
And also leveraged ETFs on the short side. Yeah, he hasn't mentioned that. I don't know if he's going to, but they are increasingly popular. I had a look at them, as I said. I mean, it's tempting when these things go parabolic to do that, but you can lose a lot of money quickly if it turns against you. And with, in a bubble situation, it may look like it's broken, but it can just take off for, a blow off top. Bubbles can be like that, so you never know what it's actually going to do.
To a certain extent, lowering leverage costs something on the upside, but you don't. I don't know if you saw this hedge fund that was all the rage, situational awareness, is basically shutting down.
So this is Leopold Aschenbrenner that blew up last week. It was highly leveraged, I think 4 times leverage, and it got to, I don't know, over 20 billion. I saw something saying it got as high as 40 billion, but just came to grief very quickly, like within the month of July, really unwinding it. And so it was directly related to what was going on in Korea, I think.
Because of leverage. And just buying AI stocks at 5-to-1 leverage, that's not a strategy, or that's just
strategy until it isn't.
I think of leverage like divorce, in the sense that if you get divorced, the only thing you know about it is it'll happen at exactly the wrong time to sell assets. That you're going to have to, typically, you have to sell a home, you have to sell some stock.
Okay, Scott, it always goes back to him, doesn't it? Okay, I'm going to go down here to Scott's prediction, actually, because that's interesting about what could happen, this domino effect, and a warning for the US, because I think that's pretty interesting.
Scott, do you have any predictions?
In the month of August, we're going to see a half a dozen forced sales events based on the downward trajectory of AI stocks and the leverage. And it's not to say that the party's over. It's to say that, if you don't get leverage, puts you flying at Mach 3 at 50 feet of altitude, meaning if you hit a bump or an air pocket, you might die. And I think there's a lot of people skimming along the surface at Mach 2 right now with leverage. And this downward trajectory, I just got to think all over the world, there are margin calls and people scrambling who trying to hold on to their assets that aren't going to be able to. This bump is going to, Buffett says, when the tide goes out, we see who's swimming naked. The way I would describe it is these people are going 200 miles an hour and they're hitting their first speed bump, and we're going to see who has airbags. So the prediction is in August, a half a dozen, quote unquote, fairly significant headline forced selling events from companies that we mistook leverage for IQ.
Okay, so that is an interesting prediction. August, we're in August, so will it unfold? We've already had that one. Situational awareness that seemed completely unaware of their situation and being highly leveraged. I heard another one mentioned today just before I made this video. I think it was Vara AI that was often mentioned in the same articles in the same breath as that fund. And there's rumblings, rumors that is, well, having difficulty, should we say. So we'll have to see what happens the next few days, next week about that one. These things tend to happen quickly. So the domino effect from Korea, what happened there? A lot of retail investors highly leveraged. And as Scott said, there are other people around the world in the US and elsewhere, and a lot of people have access to the US markets now through the internet and to margin as well. So it may be happening right now, but people don't tend to talk about it when they're losing money that way. They only talk about the gains, right? There's a lot of people talking about gains just a few weeks ago when things were going up, and then it hit a speed bump, so to speak. So we'll have to see what happens. As I said, if you are a member to the channel, I'll put a link in the pinned comment here. You get videos at once, early access. All right, I'm going to put a related link on screen now. Do go and see that if you want to. And also a subscribe link, clickable link on YouTube. Do subscribe to Spotify or on the Facebook page as well. I'm posting the same videos to there every day as well now. Thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next one.